Of course. Of course, right? I'm going to take the night off streaming. Oh, it'll be good. I'll just get some rest. That'll be fine. What could happen? What could possibly go wrong? Oh, I don't know. How about Russia going to war with Ukraine? How about that? We just go ahead and add that to the list. Yeah, that's right. Russia has invaded Ukraine. It's a full-on thing, apparently. There's explosions. There's all sorts of stuff. There's threats going back and forth. Martial law in Ukraine. We've got we've got pleas to the UN Security Council to intervene. And who is on the American throne? And of course, I mean the giant toilet in the White House. That is good old Joe Biden. Good old Joe Biden. It took a year. It took a year. I mean, actually, if you think about it, it took 5 years, but it took a year for Trump to be out of office, for a major global conflict to start, right? just a year, though. 1 year to make sure that Biden was exactly as weak and pathetic as Russia thought he was. Now, all this time, we were told that Trump was going to lead us to war with Russia. Trump. And make no mistake, it's going to be blamed on Trump, I'm sure. Somehow he's responsible for this. Been out of office for a year, but the wheels have been turned and all of that stuff, and things have been set in motion from the get-go. It's probably his fault. It couldn't be that Russia perceives the United States as weak. It couldn't be that they have no faith in Biden to competently navigate this. It took a year and a month, 13 months, almost to the day, for Russia to invade Ukraine. The entire time, all of Trump's presidency, leading up to it and through it, we were told that we would be at war with Russia. And yet, not till he was out are we even contemplating it. We're not officially at war yet. The U.S. doesn't really do that anymore. I don't know if you noticed. We do authorized uses of military force now. They're not really declarations of war. They're nice workarounds for declarations of war when Congress doesn't want to go through the trouble of declaring war, when the president wants some military power but doesn't want kind of the responsibility of it. He can kind of lay it at the feet of Congress, blame this thing, couch it in some other goal, and by the way, implement a bunch of emergency powers at home when it happens. We'll see. We'll see what the U.S. response is. Right now, I'm expecting it to be pretty conservative to start. And that, I guess that's good. I don't really want to be at war with Russia. I don't think anybody wants to be at war with Russia. But we've got an idiot in the White House who the world doesn't respect or trust or fear. None of those things. And it's evident because this is it. This is the first major conflict since the last major conflict. And I don't know if anybody remembers, but the last major conflict was over 5 years ago. So here we are. Tonight, the night I take off. Biden will be addressing the United States on Thursday. We'll have to look at what he says. See if it matters. I don't know. What do you guys think? Tell me in the comments or whatever. I'm just sitting here marveling at the timing of all of this as I think more and more about it. But don't worry, we've got some really tough sanctions, and I'm sure Russia's quivering. They're very scared of those sanctions. That's going to happen. Meanwhile, all of Europe is feeling the economic sanction that Russia has been putting on them for a while now, and looking at it, probably thinking, "Oh God, what's next? What's next?" We were already paying a whole bunch more for energy due to this. What's next? And what is the response? I mean, Russia's throwing the gauntlet down. Is the UN gonna? Are they going to go to war? Is the United Nations they're going to write a letter, right? They're going to write a letter. Are they going to send troops? What are you going to do? Russia's not the Middle East. Russia's not Afghanistan. It's a lot bigger than pretty much everywhere. It's a military power with nuclear capabilities and a little bit different attitude on the idea of foreign relations, we'll say, than much of the rest of the world. So what are we going to do? I have no idea. But I know people are going to ask what I think. So let me summarize it as best I can. War is bad. I don't want to be at war. I don't want to send American troops to die in Russia, in Ukraine, anywhere. War is bad, as a general rule. Obviously, there are exceptions. There are times maybe you have to do it. I hope this isn't one of them. Biden's an idiot. We've seen it developing through all of this, of course. But the man is not fit for office. He hasn't been fit for office. He may not even know what the office is anymore. But he's what we've got. So he's there. And that's why this is happening, I would wager. Because Biden is there. And Putin has no faith in Biden to do anything meaningful about it. I'm sure Biden's going to get up and give a tough grandpa talk. You know, when I grew up in Scranton, we had bullies back then. You know how you dealt with bullies? You got together with your mates and you wrote a letter to the bully and you sent it to his mom. That's, who knows? Who knows what idiocy is going to come out of his mouth? But we'll be watching. We'll see. The United States needs to worry about its own affairs. This is the harsh reality that we're in. It's a harsh reality that we've been in for decades and decades and decades. But U.S. interventionism is costly. I mean, make no mistake, you've already seen the articles, right? You've already seen them coming from the news media, the war profiteers, the number one war profiteers, already saying, you know, in the long term, war is profitable and makes the United States safer, over and over and over. That's what's being churned out right now. That's coming. It's coming because they're propagandists for the regime. This is the approved regime. Remember that. They're propagandists for the regime, and war is profitable for them. War correspondence, exclusivity, nonstop news coverage. They don't have to worry about anything else. Scandals kind of go away. Their own scandals looking at you. CNN. Stay away from kids. CNN cannot be within 1,000 feet of a school. Oh my God. Anyway, this takes a lot of the focus off of them and puts the good focus on them. We're bringing you the news about the war. It's profiteering, and they love it. At the end of the day, it'll be what it'll be. There's not much that any of us can do but watch, contribute, and speak. And to the U.S. soldiers who might be wrapped up in this mess, I say Godspeed and good luck. And I'm sorry that you're in the hands of the people you're in the hands of. To the people of Ukraine, good luck. To the people of Russia, good luck. Most of the populace of these countries have nothing to do with what's going on when the leadership makes these decisions. But we're all in it. So we'll see. I'll be watching what's going on. I'll be covering the trial that I've been covering. That will continue. But we may be switching over to check out Joe Biden's, I'm sure, wonderful, intelligent, and cogent speech whenever that happens on Thursday. So until then, I say, without a hint of irony, as I say every night, peace. Peace.